clinching the Summit League title outright up here to make it just a little bit sweeter for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, this is always a really cool atmosphere to get to play in, and they're obviously a great team. As you guys saw, it was a battle. So it is, yeah, it's a fun atmosphere to be able to do that.
What adjustments did you guys make there in the fourth quarter to start stabilizing and pull away at the start?
I think we had to kind of become comfortable that it was going to be back and forth the whole time. I think that was one that we knew we were going to have to fight every possession, every minute of the game, and we had to do that. And luckily we made some adjustments, as you said, and it worked out.
Did SDSU do things differently as opposed to the last meeting, or were they just kind of better this time?
Yeah, I mean, I think, there's probably a lot of variables you could look at. They stuck a lot of big shots. They were really physical. They threw a couple wrinkles in their offense. I think, like us, they were making adjustments the whole time, and I think this is always a game that's going to be kind of a close one, and they showed up today. It was a good game.
With Monica getting in foul trouble early, then kind of staying in foul trouble, what adjustments did that force you guys to make?
Monica's a big part of our team. So she does a lot of the, intangible stuff, kind of things that maybe doesn't show up here, and I think that's something that once she does get in foul trouble or once, she's out of the game, we kind of realize how much she does for us. But, that's going to happen, and it's going to continue to happen. And I think, we have different girls step up, come in, do their part when we need them to.
Certainly not to suggest that you guys would take anything for granted in the conference tournament or anything like that, but Oral Roberts gave you guys a tough game. Now the Jacks gave you a really tough game. Does that kind of remind you guys that there are still good teams in this league and that the Summit League tournament could still be wide open?
Yeah, absolutely. I think sometimes those well-placed, really close games that kind of keep you on your toes. It reminds us of the intensity that we need to come out with every single game, and it's definitely been some good reminders for us. And I think we're going to take that with us against UND next week and then into the Summit League tournament.
When these situations pop up, we talked a lot about a non-conference, but getting through some of those tests against those Power 5 teams, I can imagine that helps a lot on days like today.
I think so. Just the, knowing that we kind of have that in our back pocket, I guess you could say. We've been through that before. I think that puts a little confidence in us, and we can just look to each other and be like, hey, we've done this before. Let's just do it again.
Chloe, what's been clicking for you? I mean, these last few games, you've been on an absolute tear.
Thank you. I don't know. My teammates do a great job of finding me. I know Key can do it all night, every night. So hopefully being able to take a little pressure off her shoulders. I'm trying to do whatever I can to help our team. It's crunch time. So I think anyone's trying to do whatever they can to, make sure we're on top.
Seems like these games, Jay just it seems like these games at Frost Arena kind of bring the best out in you. 41 combined points over your last two trips. you like coming here?
She's clutch. That's what it is. I'll say it for her because she won't. She's too humble. But
Thanks,
no,
Key.
Chloe steps up in big games. That's the reality.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say I thought that was a very good basketball game. I thought South Dakota State played incredibly hard. I thought the fans really got into it, made it a very, very difficult environment to play in, and certainly we feel very fortunate to come out on top.
The start of the fourth quarter there, what was the key to starting to push away there and kind of regain control after the third?
Well, we knew that we had to find ways to get stops, and South Dakota State was very, very difficult for us to guard. They did a really good job of getting the ball inside quite a bit of the game with kind of Tori Nelson or Tegan Larson, and finding ways to attack, and then did a great job of getting offensive rebounds. It really flew kids to the offensive glass. For us, we knew we really needed to find ways to kind of take care of the basketball. We wanted to find ways to continue to attack the rim. I thought we really didn't get as many opportunities at the rim as we would have liked to have gotten. We got a couple late in the third quarter when we went to Taylor Frederick inside, and then we got some kids cutting to the basket, but we didn't get as many of those opportunities as we would have liked to. So we were trying to establish ourselves at the rim, and I don't know if that really exactly worked, but we were trying to move the ball and share the ball and not necessarily take quick shots because we didn't necessarily have to.
With Taylor, it seemed like she was playing a little bit more than Hannah, and I think the numbers flush it out too. What was the matchups that you were seeing there? What were you thinking behind that?
Yeah, those two kids have done just a tremendous job for us, I think, throughout the entire season of giving us different looks at different times. Hannah, I think, had some really good actions. I think she had a ball screen for her. Madison McKeever rolled to the basket. We got her, got her around the rim. But besides that, we weren't able to, like I said, kind of get as many opportunities at the rim as as we would have liked. But I thought they both really, really battled, and they're both good rebounders for us. So, just different times, different situations, different kids step up.
With the offensive rebounds in the third quarter, was that the result of some bounces just not going your way, or them crashing in?
Oh, I thought they really crashed hard. I thought we were trying to get defensive rebounds. I think their size and their length makes that pretty difficult at times. I think they did a great job of really keeping possessions alive, and we were fortunate that they didn't score as much as maybe they could have in some of those scenarios.
Chloe Lamb here, specifically over the last few games and even today, I mean, if you could just talk to what you've seen from her.
Well, Chloe made a lot of big shots for us, certainly, and really in the first half did a great job, I thought, of hitting shots that I don't even know that they were really that open. I thought they were fairly contested shots. And in the third quarter, we didn't get her opportunities, in the same way. But I thought in the fourth quarter, she hit a couple really big pull-up or kind of mid-range shots for us. And she's just a kid that kind of has ice in her veins, and she plays really hard and she plays really well. And for her and Kier to play all 40 minutes and to be really solid on both ends of the court, something that I think goes to demonstrate their toughness level.
Don, your team's 26-2, and there's not a lot of holes in that record so far. How do you characterize where this team's at? And obviously you have a lot more you want to accomplish, but when you grade this team so far and where you ultimately want to be, what are you taking away from that?
Well, I think it's a special group of young ladies that really find ways to continue to compete, and with that, they're a hungry group. They're a group that cares an awful lot, and they care not about themselves and their stats or their playing time. They care about continuing to get better and finding ways for our team to get better. And I thought there's a lot of kids on our bench who didn't necessarily get into the game action, but man, they were in it during timeouts and talking to their teammates, and they're just as big of a reason why we're successful, even though they didn't have a chance to demonstrate that on the court. And so I think that unity piece is something that's really important for us.
Don, I hate to ask you to look ahead, but I'm going to. There's a good chance you will play South Dakota State a third time. The first matchup you won very comfortably. This one was much more hard fought. If you do get that third matchup, what kind of things will you take from this game into that one?
Well, I think we have an awful lot that we can go back on film and analyze where we can do a better job, especially on the defensive end. I think we talked a little bit about the rebounding aspect of it. We really tried to limit their post-touch opportunities, and I thought Hannah and Taylor were really, really battling inside, and then they found ways to get other kids opportunities at the rim. And so, we'll go back and evaluate and try to figure out how to do both if we can.